Hey everybody, and welcome to the sports interview of the century that you'll ever be able to experience here. We are here with a very special guest with me. I'm going to have him introduce himself and tell us what sport he plays.
I'm Caden Carter, and I play some golf.
Play a little bit of golf. Okay, so with golf, what do you think, out of all the things that go into it, what do you think you personally are the best at?
I think my biggest strength, it comes and goes, but one of my biggest strengths is probably chipping. I've always been a fairly decent chipper, not great, but as far as even whenever I'm playing not the greatest, I can usually chip better than your average player.
And in the reverse of that, what do you think you're the worst at?
That can be anywhere from irons, driver, putting, but I would say the most right now struggling with the driver.
Right.
The most.
So with now knowing like your best and your worst, what you think you are, what do you think makes and breaks an average player or someone starting out? What do you think would make or break them? You know.
That's a good question. A lot of the time, one of the hardest things is for people around the greens to not have their balance right and end up blading things a lot. And so then you have blade over the green, back over the green. And it just, that's one of the worst. And topping also is very easy for beginners to do. I'd say those two things are probably the hardest for beginners to get down.
Right. So around obviously Tulsa area. So what courses have you played at, and what do you think your favorite would be in those?
Oh yeah, so I played at 3 or 4 around Tulsa, and my favorite around Tulsa is just in the Sand Springs. There's of course the Canyons of Blackjack Ridge. It's a fairly short course, but it's usually in pretty good shape and pretty fun one to play. And also my favorite course I've ever played at is Lakeside Memorial in Stillwater, Oklahoma. The greens are really good. The carts are really nice. I just love that course.
So on the course subject, what do you think would make or break a course? It could be carts, it could be, whatever, could be management probably. What would you say would make or break a course for you?
It's the greens, for sure. Because the greens is where you're going to be able to score. If you have bad greens, if it's jumping around, you have no shot.
Right.
So it needs to roll good. It needs to not be too slow, not too fast. And fairways are important, but to be honest with you, I could have not that great a fairway as long as the greens are great.
Right. Okay. So what is your favorite brand of club? Obviously, club ball, that makes a big difference. What do you think your favorite brand would be, and why is that your favorite?
TaylorMade for sure. That's what I play, but also there's a lot of good golfers using a lot of good brands. The 3 best, in my opinion, are Callaway, TaylorMade, and also Titleist. But I've always liked TaylorMade, and then I look at players like Scotty Scheffler, Tiger Woods. So many use TaylorMade, and it just Roy McIlroy and all these top players that are using that, and there's other top players that are using other brands, but it's just, to me, and also the look of especially the new drivers that are coming out. I mean, I feel like they're ahead of the game.
Right. So what do you think, in your opinion, is the most important skill in golf?
Definitely to be able to move on from the next hole mentally. Because you're going to have bad holes. Even the best golfers, they can still triple bogey, double bogey. You're going to have that. But to be able to move on to the next hole and be able to mentally say, I don't care what happened there, we're going to go get a birdie here. Or we're going to play the shots we need to play. That's the most important part, in my opinion. Golf is extremely mental, especially once you get down the form. Then it's just basically battling the mind.
Right. Okay. So, in your opinion, after all that we've talked about, what do you think your vision of you playing golf is in the future? Where do you see yourself at?
I just plan to get a little better by, practicing more, getting to play more, because right now I don't get to play as much as I want to. But the more I get to play, I feel like the better I'll get, especially with around the greens. And even, the longer things, just the more you do it, and it's with anything, the more you do it, the better you get. And just be able to start shooting lower scores is the main thing.
I'm sure your highest priority is probably, consistency and having fun at the same time. Right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. It's a fun sport, and it's a sport that even if you're bad at, it's fun to play.
And last question, if you had one message for others that are just now starting golf and maybe getting a little bit upset at themselves or maybe don't think they have it in them, what would you say to them?
Right, what I just said, have fun. It's a fun sport, even when you're playing bad. If you just go out there to have fun, it's fun. Like, don't take it too serious. That's one thing. Some people get so serious that if they hit a bad shot, they're mad, they're throwing clubs, and I goofily might, toss a club just because I'm, goofing off and I'm not actually that mad, but some people get super mad, and it takes the fun out of it. Why are you going to do it why are you going to go pay $40, $50 to get mad?
Right.
People do it all the time. That's how half of the people play, but it's a lot better if you're just having fun.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Kate.
That was Caden Carter, everybody.
And we will see you on the next one.